Welcome to UXL, where you can learn new skills anytime and anywhere. Visit uxl.com to explore our full course selection. This lesson is part of a larger course. Check the video description below for a link to the full course where you can enroll. If you enjoy our content, please like and subscribe. For your convenience, the course cover displayed on your screen provides the complete course title and lesson title. Let's proceed with the lesson. Lesson: Budget Deficits and Surpluses. Budget deficits and surpluses represent fundamental aspects of fiscal policy, shaping the economic landscape and influencing government decisions on spending and taxation. A budget deficit occurs when a government's expenditures exceed its revenues over a specific period, necessitating borrowing to cover the shortfall. Conversely, a budget surplus exists when revenues surpass expenditures, allowing for debt repayment or additional investments. These fiscal outcomes are pivotal in the broader context of fiscal policy, affecting economic stability, inflation, and public debt levels. The dynamics of budget deficits and surpluses are intrinsically tied to the economic cycle. During periods of economic downturn, governments often engage in deficit spending to stimulate growth and mitigate unemployment. This approach, rooted in Keynesian economics, posits that increased government spending can boost aggregate demand, thereby fostering economic recovery. For instance, during the Great Recession of 2008, many governments, including the United States, implemented substantial fiscal stimulus packages that significantly increased budget deficits. Although these measures resulted in short-term debt increases, they were instrumental in stabilizing the economy and preventing a deeper recession. On the other hand, budget surpluses typically emerge during periods of economic expansion when higher tax revenues and controlled spending reduce the need for borrowing. Surpluses enable governments to pay down existing debt, invest in public infrastructure, or save for future economic challenges. A notable example is the United States during the late 1990s, when robust economic growth, coupled with prudent fiscal policies, led to consecutive budget surpluses. These surpluses provided the federal government with greater fiscal flexibility, reducing the national debt and lowering interest payments on that debt. The implications of budget deficits and surpluses extend beyond immediate economic conditions, influencing long-term fiscal sustainability and intergenerational equity. Persistent budget deficits can lead to an accumulation of public debt, which necessitates future interest payments and potentially crowds out private investment. The concept of crowding out suggests that excessive government borrowing can drive up interest rates, making it more expensive for businesses to invest in capital and for individuals to borrow for consumption. As a result, long-term economic growth may be hampered. Moreover, the burden of repaying accumulated debt falls on future generations, raising ethical considerations about the equitable distribution of fiscal responsibilities. Conversely, budget surpluses can bolster a nation's fiscal health by reducing the debt-to-GDP ratio, thereby enhancing its creditworthiness and lowering borrowing costs. Countries with low debt levels and consistent budget surpluses are better positioned to respond to economic shocks, as they have more fiscal space to implement counter-cyclical measures without jeopardizing financial stability. For example, Norway, with its sovereign wealth fund and prudent fiscal management, has consistently maintained budget surpluses, allowing it to navigate global economic uncertainties with resilience and sustainability. The interplay between budget deficits, surpluses, and fiscal policy is further complicated by the political landscape. Policymakers often face conflicting pressures when deciding on fiscal measures, balancing the need for economic stability with electoral considerations. Deficit spending can be politically appealing during recessions as it promises immediate economic relief and job creation. However, the long-term consequences of rising debt may be downplayed or deferred. Conversely, achieving and maintaining budget surpluses requires political discipline and may necessitate unpopular decisions, such as spending cuts or tax increases. In democratic societies, the political cycle can influence fiscal decisions, leading to what is known as the political business cycle. Politicians may be inclined to increase spending or cut taxes before elections to garner voter support, exacerbating budget deficits. After elections, the need for fiscal consolidation may lead to austerity measures, which can be politically contentious and economically disruptive. This cyclical pattern underscores the challenge of aligning short-term political incentives with long-term fiscal sustainability. Empirical evidence on the effects of budget deficits and surpluses is mixed, reflecting the complexity of economic interactions and the diversity of national contexts. Some studies suggest that moderate deficits can be beneficial during downturns, providing a necessary stimulus to revive economic activity. However, excessive and prolonged deficits can undermine fiscal credibility and lead to adverse outcomes, such as inflationary pressures and loss of investor confidence. Conversely, while surpluses are generally associated with fiscal prudence, overly stringent fiscal policies during recessions can exacerbate economic contractions and hinder recovery. The global financial crisis and subsequent sovereign debt crises in Europe highlighted the challenges of managing budget deficits and surpluses in an interconnected world. Countries with high debt levels, such as Greece and Italy, faced severe fiscal constraints and had to implement austerity measures to restore fiscal balance. These measures, while necessary for long-term sustainability, led to significant social and economic costs, including high unemployment and reduced public services. The experience of these countries underscores the importance of maintaining fiscal discipline during good times to create buffers for economic downturns. In conclusion, budget deficits and surpluses are critical components of fiscal policy, with far-reaching implications for economic stability, growth, and intergenerational equity. While deficits can provide essential economic stimulus during downturns, their long-term sustainability depends on prudent fiscal management and the ability to balance short-term needs with long-term goals. Surpluses, on the other hand, enhance fiscal flexibility and resilience, allowing governments to navigate economic uncertainties more effectively. The political economy of fiscal policy adds another layer of complexity, highlighting the need for independent fiscal institutions and informed public discourse to ensure that fiscal decisions are both economically sound and socially equitable. The lessons from recent economic crises emphasize the importance of maintaining fiscal discipline and creating fiscal space during times of prosperity to safeguard against future shocks. As such, a nuanced understanding of budget deficits and surpluses is essential for mastering the broader field of fiscal policy and ensuring sustainable economic development. This concludes the lesson. We trust you found this video informative and engaging. To enroll in the complete course, please use the link provided in the description below. At UExcel, we are committed to your learning journey. Each course offers a certificate of completion, online support, and downloadable resource files to enhance your experience. If you found our content valuable, we invite you to like this video and subscribe to our channel. Thank you for joining us, and we look forward to supporting your continued pursuit of knowledge.